The first lesson in making our elastic waist pants is to straighten a plaid fabric so that it's on grain. So what you're going to do is use the bolt of plaid. I have a couple of different bolts of plaid in the classroom. So you will pick which bolt of plaid you'd like to use, and then cut off a section of the fabric. It comes off the bolt with selvages together. So what you're going to do is chunk off a piece that is about a hand's distance bigger on both ends than the pattern piece. When you are working with a plaid, it's essential that you match up your plaids along the selvage. The easiest way to do this is to straighten your plaid on either end. Now there's a few different ways to do this in the industry, but the way I'm going to show you is one of the simplest ways to square up a plaid. So looking at the ragged cut on the raw edge, I see that my woven plaid, and I know it's a woven plaid because it's the same on both sides, and you can see the filling yarns coming out at the selvage, and they're different colors. You can actually see the actual yarns coming across. And same thing on the ends with the warp yarns. As I'm pulling some filling yarns out, you can see the warp yarns extending over the end and that they are different colors. So this is a woven plaid. In this case, I'm going to cut down the yellow line on my woven plaid because it is the shortest. I found the shortest edge of the fabric from the jagged cut, and the yellow line was at the shortest edge. So now I'm just going to cut across. You should do this through one layer of fabric, not two layers. It comes off the bolt folded in 2 layers thick, but when you're evening it up, you should only be cutting through the 1 layer of material. Almost. Okay, so now that I have taken the extra off, that can go in the garbage. And folding it now in half, matching up the cut edge that I just cut. When I fold it, I'm going to leave about 1 inch where the selvages don't match up, so about 1 inch between selvages. The side that I cut off along here is now even. Flannel fabric grabs to itself, so once you have it even, you make it nice and even, you smooth it across, and I'm right here at this strip of the dark blue. I can follow that dark blue plaid line all the way across to the other selvage, and it is lined up right here. Now, what I would do for newer sewers is if I were you, I would come in with the pins and pin this along that dark blue line. You can also give it some tension with your fingers and smooth it, and that should give you your matched up plaids from left to right or through the filling fabrics, filling yarns this way. On the other end, you'll do the same thing. So I'm looking at the jagged edge. This yellow stripe right here is at the shortest. I'm just going to follow it across and wrap it around. So this one I can cut as well. Again, through 1 layer of material. And it's this stripe that it's going to meet up with. Remember when you're cutting fabric that our scissors, they drag along the table when you cut like this. That's how dressmaker shears, which are the kind of scissors that we use, that's how they're used. You're supposed to drag that bottom blade along as you go. Now you're going to take your fabric, this side that's already pinned, you will again keep your selvages about 1 inch apart. Okay. All I'm doing is making sure that everything matches up. Those yellow stripes coming this way match up. Now we'll put a pin in to hold it. Anything there, when they match up, we put a pin in to hold it. It's good too to give it some tension, not really stretching it, just kind of pulling it a bit to make everything fall in place. And then I'm going to turn it this way and tug in this direction. Now my fabric's a bit wrinkled from being on the bolt. If it's wrinkled too extremely, you can take it to the iron and get those wrinkles out. But again, because this is flannel, I know that it's going to kind of stick to each other, so as long as I smooth it, it will stick to each other. And there we go, we're good to go. Put some pins in. All right, now your flannel is ready for the pattern pieces. You can smooth it over just to make sure everything's where it belongs. It's good to go.